President Carter came to office in the wake of Watergate and Vietnam with a commitment to right the ship of state.
President Carter brought back to government honesty, integrity, and faith in government. He ran as a candidate on a government as good as its people, and he truly did deliver that.
I think President Carter in many ways was ahead of his time in terms of his emphasis, for example, on human rights, in terms of his thinking about alternative energy, in terms of his role in the Middle East peace agreements that he put together. And we all know that his ex-presidency, which has been such a long one, has been graced by remarkable contributions to humanity by former President Carter. I think right now, he is seen very favorably. I'm really happy to see that because he's a very special man.
One of President Carter's biggest challenges was energy in the face of the second Arab oil embargo.
Well, he was president during a very challenging time. As you recall, there was the oil embargo, which drove oil prices up dramatically. That became a catalyst for the highest inflation that we had really since the war, and probably even before that. And so he had to take some very tough fiscal measures. He did appoint Paul Volcker, who, by very much tightening monetary policy, caused a recession, which certainly was not an easy thing for President Carter to run through.
He was the first person to talk about energy and how we had to start looking at renewable energy plans and how our country could invest and incentivize in that area. And I don't know if you remember, but he had a solar panel on the White House, which when he left, President Reagan took down. But he had fuel mileage standards and, really realized, I think, way before anybody else that we had to start thinking about what climate and what it was doing to our planet.
But as influential as Jimmy Carter was as president, he will be remembered every bit as much for what he did after he left office.
The thing, though, that I think is absolutely most notable about President Carter is we can all debate the relative merits of any individual president's term, but I think it's inarguable that President Carter is the single most impressive, most successful, and most to be admired ex-president in the history of our nation. This is a man who took the responsibilities of being a visible public figure incredibly seriously and was a role model to all of us.